Tom Cruise is a little old.
Yeah.
He's got a tooth right in the middle of his fucking face.
Yeah, he does.
It's weird.
Hi, welcome back to the Radial podcast. My name is Austin. I'm joined by Devin.
Hello.
And Jeff.
Hi.
I like your wardrobe choice for this week, Devin.
Thanks. I chose to wear what I grabbed out of a drawer when I woke up and then haven't had time to change into real clothes.
We're all three wearing like the same color shirt.
Yep, a nice sky blue t-shirt and then shorts, cargo for you, and regular person shorts for us.
I am a craftsman and an
He
adventurer.
needs the space.
I do.
Actually,
I have to carry
cargo
things.
shorts regular person shorts?
Yes.
No.
Like, when you picture regular person,
Are you
what's
talking
that
about a
asshole
dad?
wearing?
Cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Probably like too tight khakis.
That's, no, what?
No.
Yeah, the regular person. The
What?
regular person's an asshole. I don't know.
I think normal people dress like me.
Yeah, you seem to have
Well, of
been
course you do.
envisioning like 5 years ago hipster in your description for a regular person.
Yeah, probably.
And your regular person's you, because you are actually the regularest guy in the room.
I am. It's just me,
I'm
average
sorry to hear that.
person. Nothing special about me. I'm just the regular guy.
I
Get all my shopping done at the Walmart.
I do.
it's the,
Or the Kohl's.
if you're looking to save money and live better, where else are you going to go besides Walmart?
That's a really good motto.
Yeah.
Slogan.
It is. They sell NASCAR stuff there.
I bet they do.
They do. You get
Did we get this poster there?
I don't know where this poster came from, actually.
I don't remember.
Like, you gave it to me.
Oh, it came from my childhood bedroom is where that
Yes.
poster came from. That's right.
So probably Walmart.
This poster being
Of Dale Earnhardt.
Dial.
St. Dale. Please.
Yes.
Please. So let's jump into motorsport. I segued us there.
Yes, very good one.
Formula One news.
Yes.
We talked about Fernando Alonso's announcement that he was going to make an announcement.
All of our wrong guesses were pretty right.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
Because all of our guesses were that
He's
he's
leaving.
leaving F1, and he's not actually announced what he's going to do next, but it's almost certainly going to be IndyCar.
Sit on a beach somewhere.
But
That seems to be the thing.
Alonso announced he is leaving F1 at the end of the year, to no one's surprise.
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of figured it was going to happen.
And
Yep.
Carlos Sainz is taking his spot.
Yes.
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 And this is the surprising / disappointing news of the two.
Well, I'm happy that Carlos Sainz has a seat because he didn't up until this.
Yeah, but
On
most
the other
people
side,
don't.
well, but like the seat that most people don't have a seat, but they're kind of like you would just expect them to stay, except for Force India. Everybody else like could stay static for the most part.
I don't expect Grosjean to necessarily.
But he doesn't not have a seat other than like they haven't signed contract. I mean, like both Renault spots were full, so Sainz didn't have a seat.
Yes.
So I'm glad that he has a confirmed seat. We'll see how he does at McLaren.
Yeah,
We'll see what this does for Stoffel.
McLaren can't get worse.
You're right. They could go
They
back
could
to
get
the
worse.
They're.
last season.
I feel like Williams would have to get good for McLaren to get worse, which I think is impossible.
Wait, why is McLaren's performance dependent on Williams?
Because right now McLaren's like the third worst team, and I've got a feeling Sauber's going to jump them next year, and then the only team worse than them is Williams, and Williams shows no sign
Alonso
of
finishes in the
improvement.
points pretty consistently.
I don't know, man. They had a lot of flow viz all over that car.
Yeah.
They're figuring it out.
They're trying to.
Where the fuck is the air going?
They did have a bunch of Floviz on that car.
Someone find the air.
Just all over it too. It's like, I don't know.
They don't have any fucking idea how this car is
Put
working.
a different color on each side so we can see where it ends up.
Yeah, they had no fucking idea how the air was working on that car at all. They're just making shapes and they're like, this looks cool, put it on the car.
Yeah. And then speaking of Force India, a lot of rumors going around that their lineup may change before the next race.
Yeah, they're talking about Lance Stroll maybe ending up in the Force India for Spa, which is next weekend.
Yeah, which then it's like, well, either Perez or Ocon's getting fucked.
One of the two of them is a pay driver, and I imagine he is the one that would not get screwed.
What?
From some of the things that I've seen, it's Ocon that loses the spot.
I don't remember which one of the... I think, yeah, that sounds right. I thought it was
Ocon
Perez.
is also a Mercedes junior driver.
Yes.
So I don't think that it'd be like the end of the road for him.
Well, right, but I was thinking like...
There's never been an instance of a promising Mercedes junior driver just getting totally fucked and out of the sport.
Well, Pascal Wehrlein sucked. So
No, he was better than Ocon.
Anyways, there's like 25 million reasons to keep Perez.
I'm going to go out there and say, you can probably check this, and it's maybe not correct, but I want to say that Wehrlein outperformed Ocon when they were teammates. Pretty sure. Anyway, Pascal Wehrlein's great, and Esteban Ocon's like bland. He's fine, but he's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way about Perez. So, like, it's just a team of bleh.
Yeah, Perez. Perez is a driver that I would be worried about if he gets a drive next year at all.
I think Perez will be okay.
Like, he's... yeah, I guess. I don't know. We're now in driver speculation territory. I could see him at Haas.
Why
taking
would he
Grosjean's seat.
Leave the Force India?
Because Haas is a better car. And because they don't want him at Force India anymore.
I think
I don't know. We'll see. Because
I
like
thought
we
you
talked,
said they want Perez over Ocon.
that's what I've been reading as far as rumor mill stuff goes.
Yeah, like I saw somebody say somewhere that there's like 25 million reasons to keep Perez, so that makes me feel like he's paying money to be on that team. One of the two of them, I think it was Perez. I don't remember if it's Perez or Ocon that's paying. So if that's true, I would imagine he stays where he is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe Ocon doesn't have a drive next year?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I saw in like also weird, just dumb speculation, people like be like, what if Ocon just like replaces Bottas at Mercedes? What if they just totally fuck Bottas out of this contract he just signed?
What?
I was like, that seems...
Why would that happen?
It seems
implausible.
possible. No, it seems totally possible.
Not plausible.
It seems unplausible, but it seems possible.
Like,
I mean, like,
I don't know how contracts work.
in a world where Felipe Massa retires and then unretires because Mercedes wants Bottas, like,
yes,
I don't see it being totally impossible to be like, hey, Bottas, here's like 10 mil, go fuck yourself.
I bet it would cost a lot more than that.
I don't know. And there could be some paragraph in his contract somewhere that says, hey, we have the ability to buy you out for this many dollars.
Yeah, it probably is, but I don't know.
If there's a team that has the money to do it,
it's Red Bull.
it's really any of those top three teams. But
Yeah.
yeah. Any other Formula One news? We're back next weekend.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited
Thank
about
God.
that. Spa is great. Spa
Circuit
is
de France,
Belgium,
Francorchamps.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So that will be Van Dorn's home race.
Yeah, but
And
everybody who goes will be
Max
Verstappen fans.
Yeah.
So
Because it is another near home race for Max.
Yeah.
So the Dutch are going to be out in force.
yep. Jeff, can you pull up the schedule for next weekend and let everybody know stateside what time they can watch the race?
Well, free practice 1 is at 3 a.m., it looks like.
What do you... I feel like you're always doing, like, calculations over there. And I'm not sure why, because it just gives you the times.
Well, no, it
It gives you local times.
The problem with it is it says free practice 1 is in 4 days and 12 hours. So to me, that means it's 3 p.m. So that must mean it's
So
3
it just
a.m.
tells me the literal times. It's at 4 a.m.
That's too early.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. And free practice 2, 8 a.m. on Friday. Free practice 3, 5 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah, 12 hours and 50 minutes would turn into 4 a.m.
Qualifying's 8 a.m. Saturday. Race 8 a.m. Sunday. Well, 8:10
Okay.
And these are all Central Times?
Central Time.
that works out.
So
That's watchable.
Same
unless you're
as
on the West Coast.
all of the previous races that we've had
Word.
recently.
Word.
So
Word.
that's great. 8
Yeah,
a.m.'s doable.
I love Spa. That's like my favorite track on the
Yeah.
whole calendar. So I'm into it. F1's back. We'll have stuff to talk about.
Also, the 10 hours of Suzuka next weekend, which
Is that a
I will probably watch
Super
some of.
GT race?
Suzuki.
It is not a Super GT race. A lot of
Super Formula?
Nope. A lot of Super GT cars are participating in it, but it's not a championship race.
When does
Is it
Super
a
Formula?
WRC race?
I think it's just a standalone race.
So
I'm not positive, but I don't think it's.
Are they winning money?
I think so.
When is Super Formula back?
There was a Super Formula race yesterday.
Why didn't we watch that?
Why didn't you watch it?
Because I was busy
Well,
mowing the yard.
Devin and I watched a race that you were supposed to watch, that you watched less than one lap of and decided that you were too good to watch it.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that deciding that I wasn't interested in something was deciding that I was too good for it.
We
but
already
yes.
told people that we would watch it, though.
Well, we collectively did. 2/3 is true.
You never watch anything that you're supposed to watch.
No, I just don't like some of the other things. I watched 20-something laps of the
5-hour race.
the 5-hour race. Yeah.
Okay, so you watched 20 laps of a 5-hour race.
Yes.
High five. Dedication to the podcast.
I'm sorry that I didn't find it interesting. What do you want me to do? Write
Watch
notes
more
down?
than half of a lap.
No.
So we watched, as we said last weekend, Australian Supercars.
Yep.
It's the Virgin Australian Supercars. It hasn't been V8 Supercars in like 3 years.
Yeah. Are they still V8s?
So let me kind of run down what I kind of know about this series. I looked it up before we.
Let me first say something I know about this series is that the championship points seem fucking bonkers and make no sense and are different in every race.
I couldn't understand any of that at all, so I wasn't going to go over that at all.
The one thing I noticed is that the winner of this race got 300 points.
That's a lot of points.
And the championship leader currently has like 2,600 points.
That's a lot of points.
There's a lot of points that go down.
Why every person in the race gets points?
Oh, nice. That makes you feel good.
Like in this race, I don't think there were 30 cars participating.
There was 21 cars who started this race.
But if there were 30th place would have got 30 points. So everyone got
participation trophies for everybody.
Yeah, it's like, why are the points so big?
I don't know.
It was so bizarre.
So this
and also,
is
they're different at every single race.
Yes. So this is a very long-standing racing series that's been going on since like the early 60s. It was the Australian Touring Car Championship at some point in time. It just kind of evolved over time. Today, the chassis are homologated. So all the chassis on all the cars are the same. There are currently 3 manufacturers. It's Ford, Holden, which is GM, and Nissan. They use the manufacturer engine. So Nissan and Ford use V8s. Ford uses their 5-liter V8. Holden is using a twin-turbo V6.
Interesting.
So Ford pulled out of the sport like backing in 2016. The Ford is a Ford Falcon, which we don't have here in the States. It looks kind of like a Fusion, which is a Mondeo for everybody else, everywhere else.
Oh, really? I assumed it was just Mondeo in Australia, because Mondeo sounds like some Australia shit.
No, because it's called a Mondeo in Europe and stuff too. Like the Ford Fusion is the Ford Mondeo everywhere else.
Huh.
The Ford Falcon is just like a bigger version of that car.
Yeah, because like the grill looked identical, so it's like, yeah, that's probably a Fusion.
Yeah,
but
they're like rear-wheel drive, cool-ass cars that I wish that we had here.
Oh, what? You want cars?
I like cars that have V8s in them. I think that's cool.
Well, we got a car for you. It's called the Mustang. It's the only car.
But it doesn't have 4 doors.
What if you count the trunk and the hood as doors?
It doesn't have 6 doors.
No, those don't count as doors on things that already have 4 doors.
Oh, well, anyway, it's the Holden Commodore, which is the Chevy SS here, the Ford Falcon, and the Nissan Altima.
That sounds
which
so out of
isn't
place.
a rear-wheel drive V8 car here, but whatever.
Altimas in Australia sound rad.
Volvo used to be in this series a couple years ago.
Okay.
They're no longer. Nissan hasn't committed for any longer than this year to be in the series. Ford has re-entered this series as a factory backer. They're using the Mustang next year.
Nice.
With 4 doors?
The body has to fit on the chassis. Like the chassis is just homologated across the series.
Okay.
So all the chassis are all the same. The body has to fit on the chassis.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, NASCAR's doing Mustangs next year.
Yeah,
right?
and that's very similar, only they look way worse. And the cars are way worse.
That's NASCAR.
That's NASCAR. Like I said, the championship's been going on for a long time. There's 16 races this season. This includes Bathurst.
Are you sure? Because this was race 21.
Oh, well, I think there might be like double headers because there's like 16 events on the calendar.
Okay. Yeah, there were definitely some double headers, but
it is currently winter in Australia.
oh yeah, that makes sense. I was like, why the fuck are those dudes wearing beanies?
Yeah, like I get it was 42.8 degrees Fahrenheit there during that race. It's
That's
6
chilly.
Night?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's 6 degrees Celsius there. These cars on this track go about 170 mile an hour.
Okay.
Top speed. This was the first night race that they've had in over 20 years. The last night race was in 1996.
Yeah.
The cars don't have proper headlights.
Yeah.
They're not real headlights. They're
Yeah,
just
there's-
LED bulb things in the front of the car.
We taped some flashlights to the fenders.
Basically.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
it was weird. Some of the cars had underglow for this race.
Yeah, I thought that was badass.
Some cars just had like green headlights that look like shit. Like, you know, the like dumb asshole with the like green Camaro that has like, I put in these dumb green headlights.
Yeah, it was kind
Why
of that,
wouldn't they
but
just
like
use
they
red?
matched the liveries on the car. So there was like a
Yeah.
Castrol GTX car that had like some green headlights, and that's a green brand. And there was a Monster Energy car that had green headlights, and it's
Yeah.
a green brand.
But
So
still, like, I just associate green headlights with that asshole in his Camaro that every town has, I'm sure.
yeah, at some point during this race, and Jeff would have been super into this, they showed a camera inside of the fender,
Yeah.
showing how the suspension would move throughout the lap.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
bring that up
sick.
also. I was like, boy, this is not like allowing me to really see anything but this, like, because they hung on it for a very long time.
So a lot of this, just like every race, you know, you have some boring parts in between
Yeah.
where nothing's happening, and I think that was one of those times where they were just showing that, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Like, yeah, I was cool enough. I was like, I need to make sure I mention this. But it was
this-
odd how long they held on it. Like, I think they might have gone like a full like half lap or so.
yeah. This race is called the Red Rooster Sydney SuperNight.
300.
I don't know what Red Rooster is.
It
Energy
seems
drink?
to be a shipping company.
Oh.
Or like
Okay.
a delivery service, because there was like Red Rooster delivery signs on the track.
This seems like very NASCAR-esque. Like,
Yeah, like except for that it's on like a good actual track.
yeah, like it's got a track that has left turns and right turns, and like the race cars are like not just 5,000-pound shit boxes with shitty fucking brakes
Yeah.
that drive like asshole.
But yeah, there is a lot of contact.
So they race very close.
Yeah.
Like, and there are like some bumping and stuff that happens that is kind of similar to NASCAR. I'm kind of into like the level of aggressive that they are and how close they race to one another. Lots of good battles where like they touch, but then like the person who caused the touching like backs off a little bit just to give some breathing room. It's not like they're trying to put each other in the wall. The introduction to this race, did you watch that?
I did. This would have been also something for Jeff because it was basketball as hell.
It was wrestling as hell.
Yeah, I guess that's actually
like,
closer probably, but I've not watched
like
wrestling, so I don't know.
Pyrotechnics and like...
Yeah, there's a ton of pyro and just like individual driver introductions for every driver. It's like, here's this stock footage we have of them in this like digital space.
Yep.
And then the driver would come out and be wearing different overalls than he was, which was really weird, especially the one guy that in his like little digital promo was just wearing a polo.
I think that like liveries change like for like race to race and stuff too, because that happens in NASCAR sometimes. Where like you have like different title sponsors for each race.
I guess that makes
like,
sense.
It's just about the money, man.
Yeah,
it's always about the money.
It's always about the money.
Yeah,
like one dude came out on a dirt bike.
Hell yeah!
It's like
yeah, and also like,
did he do a flip?
No, he didn't do a flip.
It was also confusing to me because it seemed like they were just like handing their hats off to these children and like taking gloves from the children.
Handed them the gloves.
But then some drivers were coming out and like giving a kid a hat, but like still wearing a beanie, or giving a kid a hat and still wearing another hat.
Like, did he just have two hats on?
It's like, what are you going to do with your other hat? I guess give it to your engineer when you get to your car. I think that's just
something they were like, it's the kids, and you get the kids involved with it.
Yeah,
it's
the guy with two hats was the biggest confusion there to me.
I was kind of like super into that intro. I was like, man, Australia seems cool.
The guy that first talked in the intro that was like pre-recorded, was that Mark Webber?
I don't think
it
so.
It sounded like Mark Webber, but I was like, am I just
really
is he
stupid?
Just Australian?
That's like the dumbest fucking thing you've ever said. He's just Australian.
He sounded just like Mark Webber though, and it didn't sound like any of the other like commentators.
Dude, I don't have the answer, and you're gonna make us look like assholes.
I'm making me look like an asshole. I'm pretty sure that was Mark Webber. Also speaking of intros, the guy that was actually doing the driver intros, I guess this is maybe just an Australian thing.
They say debut. What the fuck?
Yep. Wow. In my notes right here, quotes debut.
Aaron walked in here when I was watching that race last night, and she was like, "Did he just say debut?" I was like,
"Yes, he did."
Australia, I guess.
And then my next note here, Red Bull, gotta cheer for that.
Yeah, it's Red Bull Holden Racing.
Yes.
So it's like a title sponsor thing.
So I'm like, that's the guys I want to win this. Then kind of turns out those are like, seem like the guys.
Yeah, you're a bandwagon fan for sure, Z's. You just want the winners to win.
I mean, I see the Red Bull. You got to cheer for that.
Yeah, there was one. I don't have a whole lot of driver names written down, but like Jamie Whincup.
Yeah,
is I guess regarded as like the best of all time.
Yeah,
he's got a bunch of championships and a bunch of wins and stuff. But he races on that team.
He also seems like very late career, and maybe has.
He seems late career.
He is definitely the second best
old
driver.
Ass people racing this series.
My next note here: who is this? The world's oldest man? Like dude looked like mid-50s. I looked it up. He's 44. Name is. Craig Lowndes.
Yes,
I can't pronounce his name. I don't remember how they did. Lowndes. 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 Anyway, dude looked old as hell when they pulled him up.
Yeah, like Marcus Ambrose is like a famous Australian racing driver. He raced in NASCAR for a while, and he was in Supercars for a good long time. Dude looks old as hell. I just looked him up though. He's only 41.
Yeah, this dude's 44. I was like, boy, he looks really old.
That's pretty old in terms of like we're used to like Formula One where you hit 30 and it's like you're on your last legs, buddy.
Yeah.
But like lots of old people racing lots of different series.
Yeah, like Super GT has a bunch of like old men in it. I
saw this interview thing this past week of like Bill Elliott, which is a NASCAR driver that I watched when I was a little kid. Like talking about how he could still drive in NASCAR, and the dude is like fucking 65. Like
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird to us.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's not all that weird.
Because I cannot pronounce his name from now on, I will refer to that old man as the old man. Also, because I've got notes about him.
Nice. So this race is 77 laps long.
Yeah, it's 300 kilometers is what the 300 is. Because I would have thought Australia used miles.
Nope.
For some reason.
No. I think they use miles per hour, maybe.
Yeah.
They didn't use miles per hour at any point during this race, though.
Yeah, England uses miles per hour, right?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
they refer to it, but all their roads and stuff are in kilometers an
Interesting.
hour. This race has 3 compulsory pit stops.
Yeah, I found that interesting. That like you're required to have a number of pit stops.
Well, this is like also kind of mandatory too from like a fuel management thing of they cannot get the whole race without the 3 pit stops. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have enough fuel on board.
But it still seems weird, like that you are required to take that many pit stops if it would be impossible to not.
I don't
Like
know,
it
man.
just seems weird calling it out. Also, the commentators were like, "Yeah, this isn't really a fuel race. Like, fuel's not going to be the issue for the pit stops." even."
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, maybe they could do it on 2 technically, but it would be like really
Maybe.
dangerous.
But there
for
were
tires.
at the end of that. They were saying at the beginning of that race, some people might do it on 4.
Yeah, and I think
from a tires
couple
perspective,
did. I don't
one guy
remember.
did 4 by the end.
Yeah.
The Dunlop provides the tires in this series. They're 2 compounds, soft and super soft. There is a rain compound, and it's just 1 compound.
Why? This is dumb, but why soft and super soft? Why not just soft and hard? Like, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. So why are you?
Like,
Because it's confusing.
we've got 2 options: soft and softer. Like,
I don't think that's confusing at all. It's soft and one's softer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like if it weren't confusing, the Formula One wouldn't have gotten away from it like they are.
What?
I think that
Next year, where it's just soft, medium, and hard every race.
I
just-
forgot.
But
about
it's
that.
not
Yeah.
just soft, medium, and hard. It's we still have the same number of tire compounds,
Right.
which they'll still tell you what they are. So we're just stacking a different name on top of the names.
Right. For the layman, though, to say soft, medium, hard, it's easy for them to figure out which one is the softer of
Check it out.
those.
You got soft and you got a super soft.
Yeah, but
It's
for
not complicated.
But for F1, you've got soft, you've got super soft, you've got ultra soft, and hyper soft. It's really fucking.
And you got
stupid.
medium and you got hard.
and super hard.
Yeah. Like, in my opinion, there's just too many compounds in Formula One. Here,
Yeah,
it's just 2 compounds.
yeah.
Like soft and hard, whatever, dude. Like the tires aren't hard, so maybe they just call them soft and super soft, just so you don't get the wrong idea. You walk up to a tire, you put your hand on it, and it's as hard as this desktop.
What
I mean,
if all the
what is
tires?
hard?
Hang on. What if all the tires were the same compound softness, but some of them weighed like 10 kilos more?
Well, like one of them had like another belt.
No,
in it.
like you've got the light and the heavy tires. They're both equally soft, but these carry more inertia into the corners.
That sounds like
sounds
an
rad.
engineering question.
Oh man,
It seems
do
like
that.
it would just make the car heavier.
it would, but it would be rotating mass, and it would make the cars harder to turn and stuff. And you have to use them both during the race. So, do you take your slow laps sooner or later?
But I don't know.
All right, so back to pit stop stuff. Pit stops are lasting anywhere between 10 and 15 seconds.
Yeah, unlike Super GT, they refuel and put tires on at the same time.
Refueling, it's about a gallon a second that goes into that car.
Wow.
And it has like the fuel hose and the vent hose
Is
on
it like the
too.
NASCAR style things?
No, it's like,
Oh, it's like a
lines
hose.
that come from the pit wall.
Nice. Do they use air jacks? Like
Yes, they
to
use
pick the
air
car
jacks
up?
to pick the
Nice.
car up. The guys kind of move lazily. I don't know if I'd call it lazily, but like all of their movements are calculated and they take their time during a pit stop.
I mean, the tire guys don't really need to be that fast because it's all dependent on the fuel guy anyway.
I like that because it means that like a mistake, like a tire not being put on correctly,
Yeah.
is far less likely to happen. Also, if a tire gets stuck, they're Australia, man. Fuck it, they just kick it. Like they just kick the wheel off. Like if Jeff, you've seen that on like road cars where like the wheel gets stuck to
Yeah,
the
it
hub, they
sees
just
to that.
kick the
Yeah.
shit out of it.
Yeah, I've done that to cars myself. I learned that I'm Australian today. Thank you, guys.
Not all the drivers are Australian.
Some of them are Kiwis.
Some of them are Kiwis.
Yep, that is
One of
definitely
them's
not
a lady.
Australia.
One of them is a lady.
Nice.
So yeah, looking at the grid, the championship leader and his teammate. Speaking of, I guess it's fairly F1 like, and it seems like there are a lot of 2-car teams. I don't know
Yeah.
if every car or every team has 2 cars.
I don't think so, because there was like a driver who had like no sponsors on his fire suit at all. Like he's probably hanging on by the skin of his teeth, just to stay in the sport. So like I think that some teams have 2 cars, some of them are just like one person out there. But yeah, the Shell V-Power Ford Falcons locking up the front row.
1 and 2. The Red Bulls are 3 and 5, and the Old Man is starting in P9. Worth noting, the Old Man is not driving for Red Bull Holden, but he is sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah,
just not as like his title sponsor. So got to root for that.
Got to get me one of those Red Bull sponsorships. Seem like they're handing those out.
I mean, yeah, they're all over
hit
the
them up.
place.
See if they'll sponsor this podcast.
After the first lap,
like me personally, like I don't actually want to do anything.
Oh,
they will probably not go for that. Not doing anything is not
To the
Red Bull
extreme.
brand.
you have to do things to the extreme.
Yeah,
so
like-
Jeff does nothing to the extreme.
Exactly.
Also, I don't think that your employer would appreciate you wearing like Red Bull branded gear
No, they're fine
into
with
the
it.
office every day.
They're probably fine with it.
I mean, I do that a lot.
You don't have an office.
I did. I used to.
Yeah.
I'd wear Red Bull stuff in there.
Yeah, and now look where it got you.
Good point.
You see?
Speaking of Red Bull, just after the first lap, they've made it up into P2 and P3. So they got a much better. Well, actually, the first front 4 cars all got really good starts, and we're all just like running together in this tight little pack for a little bit. But yeah, then one of the Red Bulls got up into P2, and then the other one clawed his way from P5 to P3. After that first lap, it seemed like the slower Shell car was like having trouble with its tires, is why it got gobbled up.
It's very cold outside.
Yes. All of the cars are just staying super close together for like a lot of laps.
There seems to be a theme about this race, though. It's like when they're running close for a long time.
Yeah.
So
like not only like the time gaps between places, but also like actually on the track, like a lot of side by side shit, which is cool to see. Another cool thing, the scoreboard has a horizontal bar that would appear to show you who was on the lead lap.
Yeah. Like I thought that was kind of neat.
Like as they were crossing the finish line, it was just like moving down the scoreboard. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. But that's about like where the graphics end.
Yeah.
Which
occasionally would pop up and tell you how many pit stops everybody had done and how many places they'd moved, but I don't know if they have very good live timing like on the gaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a ton of notes for this race because I didn't do like lap by lap because it was mostly like a lot of like similar to Super GT. It was just like, oh yeah, there's a lot of like
there's a
close
lot of good,
racing,
close battles happening.
But I don't know these guys to like call it out. Like, oh, this guy put in a move on that guy. It's just like 2 cars, one of them passed each other.
Yeah, I just say about like this racing in general because I only have a few notes here. They race very close, very often. Yeah. I'm really into that. They seem to be giving each other like enough room to race.
Yeah,
which
like, there was not really any like dirty shit. Like there was some bumping, but
the cars are aero dependent to an extent. But like,
they seemed pretty dependent on that rear wing.
They can be okay though, like racing like nose to tail, like within inches of each other for multiple laps at a time.
Yeah. My next note here is that due to some early pit stops, the old man took the lead of the race from starting P9.
Go old guy.
Yeah, this was around like lap 45, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then my next note here is probably the same as your next note, which is lap 58.
Yep.
One of the cars just lost its rear wing.
Hazelwood is the name of the driver.
Sorry, the back just fell off.
No, like the wing itself. He probably had some contact at some point or something. But like it just cuts to a shot of him coming down the front straight.
And you're like, oh, that wing's fucked up.
Yeah, the left side end plate is just broken and the wing is like hanging on like that. And the commentators are like, oh, that wing's going to come off. And like halfway through that sentence, the wing just and comes off. Like goes across the track.
And then the camera focuses on that. And then like the next cut is to that driver who apparently did not notice that he had just lost his rear wing and tried to take a turn assuming he had a wing and just off the track.
Drifto. Right off the end of the track, doing some donuts out there.
Apparently, that wing is most of the downforce that these cars get.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, the car just went straight off coming into that corner.
Yeah.
There's no rear downforce, just oversteered right off.
So this brought out a safety car for the wing, not the car going off.
Yeah, because the wing's sitting in the track.
Huge wing in the middle of the main straight. At this point, the old man and the championship leader had already pitted before the safety car.
Yes.
So they're trying to make it to the end of the race now. And the Red Bulls had not pitted. So both Red Bulls double stack. And this is not a double stack like you want, where
the pit stops are long.
Yeah, these are long pit stops, so this second Red Bull has to sit there and wait for the first pit stop. But they do them pretty well.
Yeah.
And they come out P3, P4 right behind these dudes on older tires.
Yeah, and you got the safety car, so everybody's all bunched up.
Yep. And I guess they don't let back markers unlap themselves, because when the restart happens, the dude in last place is sitting between like fourth and fifth. And just
I'm kind of okay with that. No, like I'm good with that, because that's where they should be in the running order.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, he's really just a moving chicane, right? But
Yeah.
like, I'm okay with that. I also have another note here. After the safety car restart, the Mobile One Boost mobile cars, both of them out with the same suspension failure.
See, I didn't realize that both of them had went out because they're identical, and I wasn't paying attention to numbers.
Both
so it's
of
like
those
I
cars
saw
are
one
out.
of them retire, and then like later saw, I guess, both drivers talking in the pits, and I was like, oh, guys, both of these drivers. I was confused by that because I didn't realize both of them had gone out.
Hazelwood, like, before the restart, the guy who lost his wing
Yeah.
called in.
Yep.
Like, hey, bro, you can't race like
can't,
that. He was trying to get away with it.
It's like, we saw what you did there without that wing. We can't let you go the rest of the race.
Yeah,
like that.
so they pulled him in and got a new wing put on that car.
Oh, did they? I assumed
Yes.
he was just retiring.
No, they got him back out. They were working on that car and put a new wing on it. And the commentators were like, I hope they get that rear wing angle the same as it was before. That car is going to be impossible to drive. So,
Yeah. Jeez.
race goes back green, lap 61 of 77.
Yep. One of the Red Bulls gets the old man immediately. I was kind of hoping for him to somehow pull out a win with just how things had gone.
The old man?
Yeah. But he is on a much older tires than the Red Bulls, and seems like has a worse car. Like, he's only where he is due to strategy, really.
I have a quotation here, which I thought was funny, just because this seems like Australia NASCAR to me. Do you guys remember, like, the line from Talladega Nights where Ricky Bobby's like, I play for keeps?
Yep.
They used that line a couple times. I can't remember who they were talking about. I think it was McLaughlin was playing for keeps. McLaughlin
The
is
championship leader.
yes, the championship leader in the Shell Ford.
Yeah.
Leading the race. Off the restart too, after the safety car, he just leaves everybody. I don't know how he did that.
That Red Bull.
That
kept
Red
with
Bull
him.
reeled him back in.
Yeah.
But he just left him there for a couple laps.
I think it's because of the old man that was behind him, and like the Red Bulls had to get around him before they could catch up to the leader. But yeah, and then you said it was 61 that we had the restart.
Yes.
So it took 7 laps, but the Red Bull eventually does take him and takes the lead. But he was dogging him for laps, and it seemed like kind of inevitable because it was just like, oh yeah, he's on older tires. This seems like it's going to happen. But he was trying to hold on for the lead and could not. And then a few laps later, lap 74, the other Red Bull catches him as well and takes P2.
That was a really good battle.
Yeah.
Like, there was some
Both
bumps
of them,
there.
really.
And, you know, like we said before we started covering the race, like, they don't really have headlights, and it's kind of dark. And so, like, when you're just right up on somebody's tail, you can't really see around them, and it's dark, but they're still putting the car on the track where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And, like, there's an occasionally, like, where a tire drops off and, like, dust goes everywhere. Like, really, really good battle there. Lap 62 to 68.
Yeah.
And that's all the notes I really have for this race.
Yeah, so it finishes Red Bull, championship leader McLaughlin P3, Old
Yep.
Man P4. And then they're like, oh, and this now the championship battle's really tight. There's only 90 points in it. Which, it's like, yeah, I guess that is tight when there's...
I don't know how the points work.
There's like a 25-point difference between first and second in this race. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Again, this point system is bananas. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. But, hey, I like the race.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty good. There's not a lot to say about it, per se. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
but that
it's-
just is a lack
it's
of
not-
familiarity, really.
Yeah. Like, if I knew the drivers and stuff better, I'd have a lot more to say about, like, contacts and passing and stuff. Like, it was just an interesting race to watch. It's... Like I said, I just keep likening it to NASCAR with how close the cars drive to each other. But it's road racing. Like, it's touring car racing, which I'm also super into.
Yeah.
It's not like, Super GT where, you'll have some close battles, but they keep some distance on each other. Like, they're next to each other the whole time. Like, there was one point in that race where the top four were just inches from each other after that safety car restart.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm super into this series. If you live in New Zealand or Australia, you're kind of SOL. You have to watch your TV coverage. I figured out how to watch these races is Supercars SuperView. It's in US dollars. It's about $45. I had to buy the whole year of races, but I'll watch all of them. They did a race at the Australian Grand Prix. Like,
Oh,
while
at the
Formula
Albert
One was
Park?
there, they did the race the same weekend at Albert Park.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And that race is not included in this coverage because I guess it's part of the Formula One stuff. So Jeff might be able to go back with his F1 TV subscription and watch that race.
I doubt it.
Maybe. How is that service now that it's been a few weeks?
I've not used it because I only use it whenever well, it's been totally fine. I use ESPN because it's on my Xbox and that way I can watch it on my TV. But when ESPN says that I don't have that channel or whatever, we'll just go watch it on the PC and it seems fine. I've heard reports that
If you use Edge on your Xbox,
yeah, that
the web
Internet
page
Explorer
runs fine.
page, yeah, that it seems to run fine, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I think I might try that for the next race. Just to,
This is an experiment.
yeah.
Supercars has another race next weekend. Mm-hmm. I'll probably try to catch that as well as Formula One. We'll see. It'll just be a time constraint.
Yeah, I'm going to watch some, but probably not all. Definitely not all, but I will probably watch some of the Suzuka 10 hours next weekend. 'Cause Miku's there. She's got a very nice new livery just for this race.
I'm into it.
There's a Gundam car in the Suzuka 10 hours. I think there's 2 Evangelion cars.
Ooh. I might try to catch some of this too. Next weekend's going to be busy.
Yeah, it's Suzuka coming out with the weirdo liveries,
Yeah.
like the fun weird liveries. So I'm there for that.
One thing I want to touch on as we get closer to wrapping up is there's an IndyCar race at Pocono today. It was a pretty bad accident. Jeff, have you found out anything else about that?
Everybody seems fine so far. Like I because I went to F1 TV to try to look at see if I could watch that supercar race, and it looks like the answer is no. I can't even watch qualifying for the F1 race. You can only watch the actual race itself. I don't have the guy's name anymore. But
Robert Wickens.
Robert
Wickens. Yeah, he
Wickens.
got flown to a hospital, but he's conscious and alert. It sounds like, and everybody else that was involved in the wreck has been cleared to drive. And it seems like they had to fix the fence, and the race has already restarted or is restarting shortly.
Okay.
It will have finished by the time you hear this.
Yeah, well, the
Turns out,
car was up in the catch fences and stuff.
yeah, like spiraling down the catch fence in a
This is
horrible way.
happens frequently in IndyCar. So turns out in my personal opinion, open wheel cars shouldn't be on ovals
What about triangles?
or triangles.
Yeah. Especially ones this tricky.
Do you guys have anything else that you want to touch on?
No.
Haven't touched the Porsche.
Yeah. Excited for summer break to be over. I expect to probably get some more driver news before next weekend.
Yeah,
Maybe.
fingers crossed.
I would
mean-
have expected it like midway through as kind of like a, hey, remember us? Like, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're coming back versus,
I think we'll probably know Monday or Tuesday before this comes out, like if Lance Stroll drives in the Force India.
Yeah. Oh,
you
speaking
would think.
Yeah, well,
Speaking of drivers and IndyCar, for some reason somebody's giving Santino Ferrucci a drive for like 2 or 3 races.
I'm surprised you're even giving him the airtime, dude.
I mean, fuck that guy. Fuck Santino Ferrucci, and I hope he does not have a proper drive for next year. It seems like he is just like I don't know. We had an extra car, and this boy has money to give us, so here.
Yeah, I
Boy.
mean, that's That's motorsport. Is who's got the money?
Yeah.
Who makes stuff happen?
I want nothing good for Santino Ferrucci for the rest of his career.
Okay.
May it be short.
It probably will be, but we'll see.
Yep.
Like I said, we haven't touched the Porsche. Haven't really had a reason to.
Yeah.
We would like to get it on a racetrack, but
Need to have an occasion to take it to the racetrack.
yeah. Like there's still autocrosses and stuff locally, but
Yeah.
my heart's kind of broken right now. So
Same.
we'll get it there.
One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days.
Be sure to check out hotcitymiku.racing.
Yeah, or radialpodcast.com.
Yep. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Radial Podcast.
Hit us up on YouTube. We have a channel there. We don't have like any live videos there
We
except
have,
for the
like-
episode 50 thing. But all these episodes get posted on YouTube.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
What?
It's just Radial Podcast on YouTube.
No, but like, what is the video of it?
Oh, it's just our logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing that manually?
Nope.
Oh, it just does that.
Yep.
Nice.
I had to go through and change some stuff to make it happen. Because like it was supposed to be happening but didn't work. And I had to do a lot of back end stuff to make it happen. But now it just auto.
Cool. Thank you for
Works.
this production minute. Whereupon I find out that we have a YouTube channel
Hell
that
yeah.
apparently hosts all our podcasts.
Hell yeah.
Neat.
We're there. Yeah, check out shop.radialpodcast.com so Devin can eat.
Yeah, please.
Please give us rating and reviews on iTunes. That's super helpful. It helps people find us. If they're good, we read them live.
Yes. Live to tape.
Live to this recording. Join the Radial Podcast crew on Facebook. It's where you can get at us. It's where we talk to our fans.
Indeed.
Or we
People-
just talk about them on just the Facebook posts of
Yeah.
your terrible shirt.
It's a very good shirt. And I
Turns
think
out that Austin and I may have been wrong on the quality of that shirt based off general consensus.
why are you so far away from your mic? You
Because I'm chillaxing, bro.
don't.
I like to
There was one
record
person who
relaxed.
liked that shirt.
Everyone liked that shirt.
And it was
I feel like
the super
everybody
fan.
liked that shirt.
Travis hated it, but Travis also
Travis is lying
Travis
just to
has a
make you
romper.
feel good.
So
I'm just going to call him out there on like that, huh?
yep.
All right.
So I think that means across the board, it's a good shirt. Everyone
bad
likes
shirt.
it. It was a bad photo. If I'd realized
bad
my
shirt.
head was going to be in that photo, I would not have kept talking while you took the photo. But
Turns out that photo's how I see you every day.
no, you don't. You can't see my mouth, probably.
It's true.
Fair. Do you guys have anything else?
That's it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I can't trust your opinions on film.
No, yeah, your tastes are very different.
No, just because you watch like mostly trash,
And I say it's mostly
then
fine?
everything is mostly fine.
Well, yeah, like I'm not
Like everything, like there's just like everything just gets squashed together to mostly fine. Like everything from masterpiece to absolute dog shit. It's like that was mostly fine.